Nolan, Odie. Okay, which one's gonna win? Odie. Nolan. Okay.
It spread like a fever ahead. It was night when you died, my firefly. What could I have said to raise you from the
stories are not adding up. So if you believed that he stayed with a young lady, why were you calling the Coast Guard at 11 p.m. at night on July the 4th? And why did the Coast Guard somehow forget that and then remember it?
It doesn't make sense how his body was found in the first place that they looked.
Yes, and the reason why I'm asking that, because if his body was moved, they could have used his face to unlock it and then put him back.
That is also true.
Nolan Xavier Wells is an 18-year-old college student. He went missing on the 4th of July after partying with his friends on Horn Island, and there have been so many questions, speculation, and how did this happen? Things are slowly starting to make sense. So we're just gonna talk about it. This right here is Katie McCormick. Katie McCormick is one of the people that was around Nolan on the 4th of July. There are a lot of posts saying that Katie is his girlfriend. That's not true. Many people that were there that day have stated that Katie and Nolan met on that day. They met on that day. Nolan came with his people. Katie came with her own people. They met because it was this huge party that was happening in the water. This is a comment on Facebook from Ashton. Ashton knows Katie personally. I'm gonna let y'all pause and read. What Ashton is saying is that Katie is a genuine and sincere person, that she hasn't really played a part in this, did not meet him until that day. You know, Ashton continued, if anything, everyone needs to be questioning the friends and definitely not Katie. I personally sense genuinity behind this comment. You know, I looked at their page. They seem to actually know each other. This is another person who knows Katie personally. She said, I know Katie since she was in 4th grade, and her story is literally the only one that hasn't changed. Now that line kind of sat with me. The only one that hasn't changed. So whose story changed? And she asks, you know, who was on the boat with her that can back her up and vouch that she was with them the whole time. Grace goes on and says that Katie has made a full statement to police and Nolan's mom, and he didn't see him physically get back on the boat, but she saw his friends telling him to get on the boat, but everybody was in the water. And I've seen videos, there was a lot of people. I'm sure she doesn't know the exact time, but what I do know is Katie's story is the only one who hasn't changed at all this time. She told the cops and the mom the same thing. So she reiterated the fact that her story hasn't changed. So whose story has changed? I found this very interesting. And again, this is somebody who personally knows them. Grace goes on and she says, the boys also stated they came back and realized that he didn't ride back with somebody else. They then stated as well too, a different story, is that he stayed behind with Katie. So which one was it? Did he stay behind with Katie? Or was he supposed to be on the boat with y'all and y'all didn't realize that he came back or didn't come back? She goes on, and I found this interesting as well too. Several have said they saw the boys fighting. I've seen that video of the person who was parked next to them, and if you listen to the audio, it sounds like people are fighting. They're like, get on the fucking boat, or it's hard to tell. There's a lot going on, but you can definitely sense a fight is going on. Said several have stated they saw the boys fighting. This would have been after the encounter with Katie. I don't know. This is a lot. I genuinely feel like Katie, because a lot of people on Facebook at least are attacking her. I genuinely feel like, you know, and I could be wrong, this is just my opinion. I feel like Katie is innocent in this. I feel like they most likely met, and it sounds like was somebody jealous or upset that he was talking to this pretty white girl, you know, the black guy, whatever, and he's with a bunch of white men. Was somebody butthurt about that? Because according to the other girl, they started fighting after the encounter with Katie. So what triggered this fight?
A post and delete by Evan Newell got reposted by attorney Ben Crump, showing Nolan Xavier at a pool party shortly before his body mysteriously washed up at Horns Island with zero signs of waterlogging. And that's where the story started getting real suspicious. People in the area have already said they saw the boat being cleaned in the early hours of the morning, something that never made sense until now. Because when the search teams went back on July the 6th, Nolan's body was suddenly found in a spot that had already been searched days earlier. With no currents, no storms, basically no reason for a body to appear there later. Now that even deleted post is making its rounds, the internet is connecting the dots, and the pressure is shifting back toward the group that Nolan was with. Folks are pointing out how his so-called friends shut down their social media accounts before the pictures leaked, almost like they already knew these pictures would put him back at that pool party. Even though they originally stated that he stayed back at Horn Island with a random girl, man, the timelines ain't adding up, the silence ain't adding up, man, hit the like button. And share this to spread awareness to somebody you love, because this can possibly save a life. You know why? Because everybody ain't your friend. And if you ain't subscribed to the channel, it's a good time to do it now.
Now, the only reason I'm posting this is because Ben Crump has now posted it. There is some speculation that Nolan Wells actually made it back to shore, and he attended a pool party on July 4th. Attorney Ben Crump said, "I don't know if these are facts or rumors because no official statements have been made. We sometimes have to follow the clues until we find the truth." Now, there's a girl named Alicia who claims that she was at this pool party. And she said, "Bro, No didn't get into a fight at the island. It was our other friend. No and Wyatt did get into an altercation right after that. Not even 10 minutes later, because Wyatt took his phone and even was trying to be hard on Nolan. Nolan said, 'Ninja, give me my phone back.' She said everybody calmed down and they headed over to somebody named Evan's house because he was throwing a pool bar. And she said, yes, No came to the pool party and yes, we were drinking. But Wyatt and Evan and Morgan and Andrew was really high off their rocker. They were trying to get girls Lucy and Natalie to have some, party favors too." Then Alicia said, "Well, yes, they got into it again at the pool party and it ended at almost 1 a.m. She said Evan's mom kicked them all out. She said once they started fighting, it was Andrew and Evan and Wyatt and Warren was basically recording and laughing saying, 'Get him. Get him.' And all I could hear was No screaming mom." She says she tried to help, but Evan's mom came out screaming and telling everybody to leave because she was going to call the cops. The important part, she said, but they did not let No leave. And No was by the basketball goal inside the pool. He was leaning over besides gasping for air and spitting up blood. Alicia made it very clear that she did tell Nolan's mother. And this is Evan's thread. "I'm not sure if this is Nolan or not, but if it is, them allegedly cleaning that boat at like 3 a.m. makes sense. Them saying that Evan made it back to shore, one of their statements makes sense, but we still have to wait for the autopsy." Only reason I'm sharing this is because attorney Ben Crump shared it, and I want to make sure I stay on track with him. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments.
When tragedies like these hit the internet, the whole country split in half. One side is fed up because they lived the reality. They felt the system fell them, so they taking matters into their own hands and starting their independent investigations online. On the other hand, you got the other side that show up only to deny, deflect, and defend whatever narrative making them comfortable. Put these two groups in the same digital space and you got chaos, confusion, and a whole lot of misinformation. But you know me, I ain't trying to hear none of that because we actually did the homework. While I was researching who Evan actually was, I caught his Instagram before he put it on private. And for what I seen, it told me everything I need to know.
News out of the college football recruiting world as St. Stanislaus High School 5-star kicker Evan Noel has flipped his commitment from Arkansas to Florida. On Monday, Noel flipped his commitment from Arkansas to the Gators. The St. Stanislaus kicker has previously verbally committed to the Razorbacks back in February. In September, Noel broke the Mississippi State high school record after drilling a 61-yard field goal. WXXV Sports Director Jevin McCoskey caught up with the 5-star recruit earlier this afternoon, and Noel broke down what went into making this decision.
I went there to a game, and I wanted to do it that day, actually. So ever since then, I've just been on my seat about going there, and I just fell in love with it, and my parents did too. So been wanting to do it since then. I actually called Coach Houston, the coordinator there, first, and he was super happy, and he was just been wanting me to get on the phone with Napier since I told him. So, and Napier was super excited too. He was really hyped up and stuff, so it was nice.
Another congratulations to Noel and the best of luck at the next level.
Now, Evan sounded real excited to be a part of the Florida Gator program, and he probably felt at home, being that he was the top prospect coming out of Mississippi as a kicker, only to be benched his freshman year with no playing time. So what happened? He got flipped again. But he got flipped from Arkansas to Florida, and now he in Texas. That's probably where the drug use the lady at the pool party mentioned came into play, because this could be embarrassing and depressing. But being that Evan easily flippable, if there ever was a real investigation, they definitely can get some information out of him. According to IG, Evan Noel is a 3-star kicker signed to the Florida Gators in 2024. But here's the part the internet keeps skipping over. Evan was born and raised in Bay City, Mississippi, not too far away from Horns Island. So that gotta be one hell of a coincidence for this lady to say that she was at that party and Evan's mother kicked them all out. And they was doing everything what they did. But this sounds like she knew what she was talking about. Now, after the friend came out and said that she was at the party, Evan deactivates his IG. So I'm gonna leave it up to y'all to decide. What do y'all think? Did Evan make this post as a friend or a foe? Y'all let me know down below. Cause man, I'm just hearing about the story out in Texas. A young black kid was swimming with a group of white friends and he never made it back home. No real investigations, no urgency, nothing. Not until this case blew up nationally and people started demanding answers. Is any of y'all out there hip to this situation? Because the pattern is starting to look way too familiar.
We have a major break tonight to tell you about in the death of a North Texas teen. It was supposed to be a fun day of fishing for 3 young men at Lake Ray Hubbard. Instead, it turned deadly after the group jumped in to swim, and 18-year-old Daniel Irving never resurfaced. Now, months later, police have arrested a 19-year-old they say tried to cover up and hide what actually happened that day. Fox 4's Alex Boyer picks up our top story from there.
According to Dallas police, text messages prove that the victim and suspect knew each other and had made plans to meet up and go to a lake back in April. Now, the victim, Daniel Irving, never came home. His mom reported him missing. It wasn't until nearly 3 months after his body was recovered that police have made an arrest in connection to the case.
19-year-old Lucas Roper is accused of tampering with evidence in connection to the drowning death of 18-year-old Daniel Irving in Lake Ray Hubbard back in April. Irving's body was discovered on April 17th, 4 days after he is believed to have drowned. Irving had reportedly gone to the lake with Roper and a juvenile suspect to swim and go fishing. Days after his body was recovered, Irving's family held this news conference demanding answers.
What do we want? Justice for Daniel Irving. When do we want it? Now.
Irving's family said then that they wanted a full and transparent investigation. On July 9th, Roper was arrested by Dallas police on 1 count of tampering with physical evidence. According to an arrest warrant affidavit, Roper was interviewed by detectives after Irving's body was found. Roper told police after the 3 of them had jumped into the lake from the railroad track bridge, Irving drowned and Roper panicked. Instead of calling 911, the affidavit states Roper told investigators he deleted all communication with Daniel Irving from his cell phone, adding that Roper confirmed he was aware that there would be an investigation into Daniel Irving's death, and he did not want to get into trouble, and states Roper threw Daniel Irving's clothes in the tree line as they fled the location. The juvenile suspect also told investigators he admitted he threw Daniel Irving's cell phone from the vehicle after suspect Roper told him to.
We, the family, are deeply inclined these individuals intended on no one looking for Daniel. Fighting for Daniel, advocating for Daniel.
Irving's siblings said his young life was full of promise.
He had just begun his recruitment to the U.S. Army. He was trained with discipline. He carried himself with a purpose. He believed in building a life of service.
This has been tough on our family. Daniel was our protector, and I have nothing but good things to say about him. He was a good kid. He just didn't deserve that.
Rest in peace to that young man. It's situations like this that leave the black community feeling damn near hopeless when it comes to getting justice from the other side. And it's just one of many incidents out there that'll fuck your understanding up completely.
I know no one wants to see their loved one go to prison or be held accountable. But if the shoe fits, you might as well get ready to wear it. No one is above the law. And if you can't do your job because you're friends with certain people, you need to recuse yourself. Recuse yourself and let somebody that can do their job correctly do it.
So I do want to ask you back about this judge. I know you gave us a little bit of insight. Is she known around you guys' city and town as being dirty?
I don't know her. I just know of the 3, well, this would be the 3rd instant that she has, like, messed up for the Black community, but I know her kid and he loves to say the N-word.
So one of the alleged friends went on ABC News and claiming that he was the voice arguing in the video, and he's also Nolan's best friend. Then he turned around and told the community to let the police investigate because it's time to mourn Nolan's life. Hey, listen, check it out, man. Everybody ain't your friend.
I just know I've lost my best friend.
This morning, a friend of Nolan Wells, who was with the 18-year-old the day he was last seen alive, is sharing what he says happened during a July 4th boat trip to an isolated barrier island off the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Trayston Shepard declined to speak with us on camera because he says he and his friends are getting threats.
We did no wrong here, and we don't understand how we're getting so much hate behind it. We all cared and loved Nolan, and nobody wanted to see Nolan die. Nobody wanted to see his life be taken so short.
Shepard addressed this viral video that investigators have been studying. Wells's parents worried it showed their son involved in a confrontation, but Shepard said that's him, not Wells.
That's the video I'm referring to. That's me yelling.
Shepard says he took a boat back from Horn Island in the late afternoon, but Wells stayed behind with a girl he had met.
They met that day, and it was kind of one of those things. It did come off that day that he really did like her, but that was the only time they've ever hung out, was at Horn Island on July 4th.
Investigators believe Wells drowned and say there were no immediate signs of foul play. But there is growing frustration in the community, and his parents are skeptical, telling GMA Wells left his phone behind and they tracked it to one of his friends.
It was showing everywhere the phone had been, I was like, well, it's showing that he's back on land.
The sheriff said the parents have not turned over the phone to investigators. Their lawyer said they will. While the investigation goes on, Trayston Shepard wants the focus on his friend.
I want everybody just to relax and let everybody mourn the loss of Nolan, and let us remember him as in the sweet guy. I think everybody needs to let the investigation continue and let the facts be shown.
But I'm confused because what investigation?
I'm curious if the police have, I know they said they're still investigating. Did any investigators ever speak to you about what you saw that day?
No, sir. If it was a thorough, transparent process, Nolan family wouldn't be forced to get an independent autopsy. And these same friends wouldn't appear to be tampering with evidence. Now remember, Nolan's mother had to track down the phone herself, and his father had to jump through hoops to get the car keys back, because the so-called friends weren't gonna give them up willingly. He even claimed he haven't seen them until one of the other friends caught him lying and said the keys was laying right on the Xbox. So where's the transparency? Where's the accountability? We all saw the underage drinking. We saw the beer cans magically Photoshop into some energy drinks right in front of our eyes. And even the guy speaking out today, this the same person who was allegedly trying to fight his girlfriend. And when a bystander stepped in to protect her, he was met with physical violence. Man, this whole situation just starting to remind me of a movie I seen the other day. What's it called? By Reza and Quentin Tarantino. One Spoon of Chocolate. Yeah. The setting took place in a small town, and everybody was in cahoots from the police to the coroners, and they was killing black kids, preferably athletes, and selling their organs. And the whole town would wake up and go to church on Sunday like nothing happened. Man, it's getting spooky out here. Now listen to what Nolan's friend had to say about the guys involved and their cooperation with the Mississippi police. Check it out.
There was a small protest at the lighthouse by I don't know who's that, but we're just waiting for the final stuff so that we can all meet up. We're all going to church together on Sunday so that we can just honor him and all that other stuff. But we're waiting for the big funeral and everything to happen.
Yeah, I want to highlight Dark Chocolate really quickly. She's asking, do you know if the person that seen them outside at night went to the police?
I'm pretty sure he did. Because they're supposed to be getting polygraphed, but they all said no.
Wait. So let me get this straight. So you mean to tell me they had Nolan car keys, his phone? The phone was pinging on land. And then a pool party picture pops up after everything went down with one of the friends screaming foul play? There's talk of drugs, underage drinking, fights, a boat was scrubbed, Coast Guard story shifting, and every single person involved refused the lie detector test. And the state of Mississippi still want everybody to believe that this was a drowned in with no foul play. It sounds like they got that Dukes of Hazzard shit going on down there. Just the good old boys. You got Judge Ashley Cole posing in front of a Confederate flag. Man, this shit feel demonic. And the parents of these boys are judges, doctors, and lawyers, the ones that run the town. And it look like they protecting their own. Hey, they never wanted this to reach trial, and if it somehow did, you really think a local jury is giving time to the star kicker, the judge's son, or anybody tied into that circle? Come on now. A former black judge from Mississippi said it the best. Right now, with the atmosphere and everything going on in America, if you in one of them cities like that, man, your best bet is just to get out. And let me know how y'all feel down below. And don't forget to like, hype, share, and turn on all post notifications so you don't miss an update.
Favoritism, I want a complete, thorough investigation, and I'm glad another independent investigation is going alongside the law enforcement investigation. Again, I had the privilege of serving the great people of Mississippi, because the people of Mississippi, for a large part, certain people I consider great in Mississippi. I used to call the state great. I no longer will refer to it as a great state of Mississippi because it still has a lot of growing to do. It's not a place that I feel comfortable living any longer and raising my family. And I would encourage any of my friends to move to Mississippi in this current configuration. It's a dangerous place. It's a dangerous place with a deep-seated racism. And they are known to try to keep black people in their place. So no matter what your socioeconomic status is as a black person in Mississippi, they are known to try to keep you in your place. And one thing about me, I decided where my place was. No one else got to decide where that place was. And my place was equal with theirs. And in my eyes, I was always equal, never beneath. My parents raised me to believe you are no better than anyone and you are no worse than anyone. You are equal. I believe that, and I do believe that's how we all should be treated. Equal justice under the law. And all men are created equal, and we are endowed with unalienable rights. I believe that. And America will be forced to live up to his promise. It will be forced to live up to his promise. I could go on and on, but I have been here to express from my viewpoint the perch that I had as one who wore the robe in not one but two jurisdictions in Mississippi where I signed countless search warrants and arrest warrants. I know the process, and I'm happy to have enlightened you on tonight. Please share this with your friends. Let them hear it from the horse's mouth, because people will have you to believe that you're crazy based on your suspicions. A lot of your suspicions and what you're saying, you're dead on, you're dead right. You're hitting the nail on the head. Keep asking the questions, keep prodding, and if you ever want to know if you're on the right track, I'm just a chat or email away.
The price of being black in suburbia. Daddy ain't working and you just trying to measure up to the rich kids with their Jans Boy backpacks with their name on it. Tell them leave them on my bag. They've been plotting on me, so